Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's edition of AM Minnesota. We have to see if they can't get Alan Jackson to the North Morristown 4th of July celebration for their 125th coming up in a couple of years. What do you think, Al?
Would you contribute to that?
You mean fund it, you're saying?
Yes.
Well, I probably shouldn't open my mouth. So.
Next year maybe, I'll
yeah. Well, I think you can get them a little cheaper than you could have 10 years ago.
I've tried to once get Charlie Daniels, just out of a whim, just tried it, but I'm sure they have like 10 secretary screeners before any letter ever really gets to him, so I don't think it matters how nice you write a letter or how appealing it is to it. I don't think it ever gets to the guy you want to get it to, so I think the trick is to find a way to get to them directly, and then you could probably pull that off.
Yeah, well, I think both those guys would work for North Morristown.
Yeah, they'd work.
Because they both seem to love small towns.
We'd probably need to take our fences down and put a few more seats in or something like that.
Yeah, you're probably right. You want to do the honors of introducing the guy to your right?
Yeah, along with me today I have Kennard Schmidtke, who's been a long-time member of the community club for many, many years, which he probably won't tell you how many. But him and his wife were grand marshals last year, and Kennard has worked tirelessly for many years. So I thought I'd bring him along today, and he can give his 2 cents into whatever we talk about.
I like that idea, and maybe you could first of all tell us what it was like to be the grand marshal.
Well, it was great. It's quite an honor, and all the people in the parade, it's unreal. You see people and they wave to you, and then afterwards they come up and talk to you. It was a real good time. We appreciated the honor, and North Morristown's unique, and it's something for everybody out there.
Have you been in the parade before?
Yes, I think it was 5 years ago. My dad and my son and his son, we were in a parade.
The reason I ask that is it's a whole different perspective when you're in the parade versus watching the parade.
Right. Usually I never get to watch it. I'm in the hamburger stand selling hamburgers and
they're very good too, I might add.
Oh yeah, the best in the world.
No question. Food there is incredible. Pies are spectacular.
I didn't know you liked pies, Gordy.
Oh, I love pies. Of course I do.
Did you like that come-in? It came perfect for you, right?
Yeah, blueberry is my favorite, but I mean, I'll take virtually any kind of pie.
Yeah, the wife is making 3 blueberry pies Friday, I think she said she's making them. So.
And they seem to run out pretty fast over in North Morristown.
Right.
I'll get done with the broadcast or something and go over to get a piece of pie, and usually they're out of blueberry, but that's fine. You can get rhubarb or strawberry or you name it. You've got the pie, right, Al?
I've got the pie till about 6 o'clock. Then it's pretty bare.
I'll bet it is. But it's just a terrific event. I've often said it's like taking a step back in a time machine, because I can't imagine, well, the event hasn't changed that much in the 28 years I've been here.
Not really, except Ken and I have gotten older. That part has changed.
Me too.
Yeah, but otherwise, yeah, it's with some few renovations, of course, keep up a little bit with the times, to keep maintenance, keep things up. But yeah, it's a step back. We've added things like, for you being there as our patriotic program announcing. KDHL is doing that, and we appreciate taking the time. And I know you are going to announce and be our MC for the parade, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, well, we go in tomorrow for our cataract surgery. That goes well. We'll be in perfect vision form for you on Saturday. That's the hope, anyway. Tomorrow morning, right about this time.
And I know you've been plugging for the World War II vets to show up.
Yes.
Again, I want to if I have time, I'll do that now. That is not a ceremony for them, but it's just a recognition. If they show up, we just recognize them, say a few kind words about it, appreciation, and that'd be about it. I don't know if we'll have one there or many. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well, we're getting fewer and fewer. You know that.
Yes, that's probably why it is long overdue to start recognizing our World War II vets.
In Minnesota today, we're here talking about the North Morristown annual 4th of July celebration, 123rd annual event, coming up, of course, on the 4th of July. Has this ever been a multi-day event, Al? Do you know?
Once or twice that I can recall. It takes so much labor, and as we get older, we aren't willing to put that much into it. But this would have been a good year, I suppose, to do a 2-day or 3-day event, but it just doesn't work out as far as labor. It's just tough to get people to commit for more than 1 day.
No, well, I like the fact that you just do it on the 1 day, to be honest. It's always a lot of fun, and my favorite aspect of the whole day, other than the food, is the patriotic program, because most celebrations don't have that.
That is a special emphasis, I think, and we've worked at the last 10 years of improving it so people actually want to sit there and participate. A lot of times it was just something they felt well, we have to do it because it's 4th of July. But this year it seems, no, I shouldn't say this year, it hasn't happened, but years past, there seem to be people who are really interested in what's going on and are more sensitive to our patriotism and our liberties. So that's good to see, encouraging to see that.
What do you think, Kenner?
Well, it's great. That's what the 4th of July is all about. Honor our country and our veterans. And last year they had Melissa Bierman from Waseca sing the national anthem. She was great. And she's coming back in this year, and I think she'll sing another song for us. So.
Awesome. And who's your speaker this year, Al?
It's Major Rowan Horse. He's a retired Marine major. He's from the Blue Earth area, and I don't know what his occupation is. It might be farming, but I'm not sure. But he's going to be a guest speaker, and he's been in the Marines for whatever it takes to retire, 20 years or so. So he'll be there to speak.
Did you serve in the military?
I was in the Army 2 years. Not by choice.
But you Kenner?
No, I never was. I was up for a couple of physicals, and that's about it. So.
And they said, we don't want you?
No, and then we got married in 1964, and we were married, so.
End of the story.
End of the story.
You probably shouldn't go any farther into that. You think?
Probably not. You can, but I'm not.
So how do you choose your grand marshals?
It's just like probably any other organization would. We just vote on them. They're nominated from the membership, and we just vote on them. Vote on who's going to be for this year, and of course next year we'll vote on somebody else.
And it's always somebody that's been involved in the commercial club?
That's probably an unwritten piece of criteria we use, but it's not written. We don't have any bylaws or anything that says you have to this or that to be grand marshals. But usually that's what it turns out to be. Somebody has put some time in, and usually when you put time in, you're a little on the older side. And so far we've had enough people to fill that slot. So, but as time goes by, we might have to pick some younger people. So maybe we're going to have you as an honorary grand marshal.
Boy,
how about that?
I didn't live in North Morristown. You can't have me. It has to be a North Morristown person, right?
No, it does not have to be a North Morristown person. Our community club is basically a community. We have a lot of people. I would just guess maybe 30% of the people working there that day are not members, don't live in North Morristown, but just a lot of people just come and they like helping and they find it fun, enjoyable time just to work. So, but no, you don't have to be a member of North Morristown for us to vote on you. If you're a member of the club, you do have to be a member of the community club, but you can still be a member of the community club and not live in North Morristown.
Really? What does it take to be a member?
$1.
$1 whole dollar.
That's it?
That's it.
That's it. And a lifetime commitment of hard labor.
How many members you have?
I would guess probably, that's kind of a hard thing to answer because we don't really keep a strict record of our membership. You pay $1, you put your name down in the minutes and things, but nobody really looks over it from year to year and see who's a member or not, unless somebody has a question. But I would guess, 150 to 200 members probably.
Let's get to the event coming up on the 4th. You've got some great entertainment as always, Al. You've got Monroe Crossing coming back.
Yeah, they're there as they always want to come back, and Sawtooth Brothers are the other ones. I could talk a lot about our whole schedule. The rest of the schedule is pretty much the same every year as far as food and things like that. We have plenty of food there. I do want to stress sometimes people refer to it as North Morristown Picnic, and we don't care to have it called a picnic anymore because it's not a picnic. Actually, we don't want people bringing food or beverages in because that's our one day to sell the things we have there. So we discourage people from bringing food and drink in.
Sure.
So that's why we take the picnic away so people aren't misled by that, thinking that they bring their food in and they can sit down and have a picnic. So, but yeah, the Monroe Crossing is there as usual. Sawtooth Brothers are coming, and in the old time band is Jolly Huntsman. They've been there for quite a few years already. The entertainment for the evening is Downtown Sound from New Craig. They've been there several times. But we have a new group this year at 7 o'clock, bluegrass, Christian bluegrass music, Benson Family, and anybody in Faribault area pretty much knows who they are because that's where they're from, and they're very good. And I want to stress again that all our entertainment, all day long, you never pay a penny for. So that's a good deal for anybody because most of these things you're going to pay big bucks to go see somewhere else.
You still do the buttons?
We do the buttons, $1 a button. We have a medallion hunt to find that button. But we still do the buttons, and they're a big dollar, and we use that money to just to help support the the expenses of the day. And there is no prizes for that. It's more of a commemorative button.
I would encourage everyone who attends, though, to get a button that helps pay for those bands, right?
It helps pay for everything, up the bands, whatever expenses we incur. It's just another thing that we can use to help offset the costs.
So make sure you get on out, folks. Tell me a little bit more about the Sawtooth Brothers. I think everybody around knows about Monroe Crossing.
Sawtooth Brothers are actually, they were some years ago, a couple years ago, they had a different name. I know it was called Sawtooth Band or something, but they changed their name, and I don't know why. I assume they had some personnel changes. But one of the members is a son of one of the people in Monroe Crossing. And I think I know which one it is and the father, but I'm not sure. But that is a connection, and they play very similar type music, but yet different and at a higher energy level than Monroe Crossing does, more on the younger side of the tempo.
Oh, sure. And then the Benson family, they do a lot of gospel music. I know they have, at least at the things I've attended, the functions I've attended.
Benson family is a very Christian-based group. They are very versatile. They can mix Christian music with other music and tie it all in, but their main witness is Christianity, and they do have a lot of that song. Their music is all clean, as well as Monroe Crossing and Sawtooth Brothers will be. So if you're coming, and you will not be offended by any of our music, as long as, even with your kids and family there, no one will be offended by the type of music we have. It's good, clean, fun entertainment.
Yeah. Well, and it's part of our roots, right, Kenneth?
Right. North Morristown, it's got something for everybody, and everything is affordable. Kids rides, lots of games for the kids, and good old time rides. And then we got the theme basket side of an auction there. Lots of stuff donated. And this year they got an old post office chair from the postmaster in Morristown, Seafried. He passed away, and his daughters give us an old chair. It's all refinished, swivel rocking chair, sits way back, and so that'll be on there. And then a lot of homemade items. Gerald Gerke makes a lot of handcrafted stuff. It goes really good. It goes fast. And a lot of the stuff is cash and carry, so you don't have to. If you want to, prices there. If you want to pay that, you walk out with it. Otherwise, you can keep bidding on it. And
Ooh, I like that idea.
oh yeah.
But you got to pay for your pie, Gordy. There's no bidding on your pie.
Now, they do have dessert auctions at a lot of the functions I go to.
I realize that, but no, we sell our pies, so your blueberry pie you can't go and bid on. So you could give them more and they'll take it.
No, that's fine. I can have my pie and eat it too.
That's right.
And another thing we want to stress for all the people that help us out, Camp Amiga is great. They send people in, and their kids, the people that come, they can't believe this, that they take the money, and their access to the cash box and everything, and we trust everybody. And our neighbors there, folks are from Texas, and they came up here a couple years ago, and they couldn't believe this celebration out in the country like this, and the music and the pies. So they've been back every year.
Yeah, it is kind of.
to see it.
It's kind of in the middle of the country.
Right.
Yeah, not kind of, it is. It is out with the cows in the cornfield. But I do want to stress what Kennard said. It is cash and carry almost everything. We don't have ATM machines, and we don't take credit cards. We will take check, but we don't have those machines out there, so
Bring your cash.
bring your cash or the check.
Stop by an ATM before you head out there.
Correct.
Yeah. There have been years I've been caught with that.
How many? What? I didn't hear you.
There have been years I've been caught without enough
Oh,
cash.
is that right? Yeah.
And
Well, we can give you cash out there, but we just don't have the machines to do it.
you had to, go back to town and get some.
That would be it.
That's just the way it is, and it's not that far. You want to give us directions, Kenneth?
Well,
There are
from
different
Faribault
ways
here,
to get
it's
there.
about 9 miles straight west. You go on Highway 60, take County Road 12, just follow the cars out. Or else you go to the website. You want to repeat that, Albert? But the
The
website.
website's on the poster, and I don't know, maybe you can let Gordy mention it. The GPS website is on the bottom of the poster there. So if you want to plug it into your GPS, that'll get you right there. Even if it gets you within a quarter mile, you're going to know you're there because of the traffic and people. The other, we do have the website. You want to look, and it's on Facebook. So if you want to look at what's going on, when it's going on, Pastor Palm has really done a good job of putting that on Facebook, and it's all on the website and Facebook.
A lot of pictures of the former celebrations, and there will be signs up on the road. So you can. I put the signs up the night before, and daughter takes them down the night of, so it's all taken care of.
And as Kennard said, even if you can't read, follow the cars.
Freshly squeezed homemade lemonade.
Yes, yes.
That's our grand marshals do that. Dave and Diane Velsier, they've been doing that for years.
So am I not going to have the freshly squeezed?
Oh yeah,
lemonade?
yeah. They'll have her all squeezed. They squeeze them and early, and then they freeze the juice, and then they have it all ready for the 4th. So great stuff.
Not too many places you get fresh lemonade, real stuff.
I know, that's what I love about it. So I think you already touched on the current Grand Marshals, but maybe now you can give us some more information about David and Diane Belsky.
Yep, they're our Grand Marshals this year. They're longtime North Morristown residents. Dave and Diane have helped out at the 4th for countless years. So, as we mentioned before, they were selected earlier in the year for this. And that's about it right now. All I can really say about them. Hopefully we can interview them on part of the patriotic program in the end, and maybe ask them a few more questions or their interpretations of things or how they feel about things. But they only live a couple miles from the grounds there, and have been there for a long time.
You've had some special guests over the years, I know, attend the North Morristown. Well, everybody's a special guest, but I mean, I remember Major General Eugene Andriotti was there for a number of years.
Like 20 years ago or something. A long time ago, way back, we had Dr. Oswald Huffman, a Lutheran Hour speaker. He was there.
Yeah.
That's probably 30 years ago already. And in between, we've had other speakers, maybe not as a great notoriety as those two, but we always seem to find somebody who's willing to speak on at least the patriotic part of the patriotic program. And somebody's had some experience with that. So, yeah, our speakers are pretty well tuned into that, so we try to do a good job on that because, if the people are coming to the patriotic program, you owe them that much to have good speakers and a good program.
Yeah, one of my favorites was Brian Danielson from right out here in Kenyon. Of course, lost his father, and then went on several missions to try and find his remains and bring them back, and he did that several years ago.
That was pretty impressive. That was a good speaker. It would be enjoyable to have him back again. Fill us in how that all ended up being. But I know he's, I think, stationed in on the West Coast. I think in Washington, unless he's retired. But
yeah, no, he's still out in Washington.
Okay.
Yep. And I know he brought his dad back. That was pretty awesome. How cool is that?
Great.
Amazing what technology can do nowadays that they couldn't do years ago.
Yeah. No,
in terms of identifying the remains.
Right. All this DNA nowadays, it's unreal.
So that's, I guess, one of the few changes that we've seen in the years of the North Morristown picnic, the technology, years ago, obviously, they didn't have computers and all that, but that's what I love about your event. It's still good old-fashioned live on stage, a good old-fashioned wooden stage, you know, sitting on boards on hay bales.
Can I add to that? We have a new stage this year, a new floor. So it's a new old stage, but it's we redid it this year and cleaned it up a little bit, and it looks nice and presentable. So probably from sitting out in the attendance area, the fans or spectators, you're not going to be able to probably see that, but the people who are on the stage will notice it right away.
Oh, okay.
And that was donated to by very graciously by Samuel Dairy Farm, and that was quite an expenditure they did for it. We really appreciate that. So, and everybody, you know, there's a lot. Everything is supported out there by donations from people in the club, music, entertainment. A lot of businesses, Faribault, Waterville, Morristown, Kilkenny area, support us in their donations, small, large, whatever. So it's all appreciated.
And once again, we will be broadcasting the patriotic program here on KDHL.
Yes, yeah, and I was going to bring that. Can I mention the people who are
Sure.
sponsored? I was going to bring that along and I forgot. Kevin and Jenny Becker are sponsors, and Doug and Dr. Tina Roanhorse, and Tina's a obstetrician up at the Mayo Clinic here in Faribault, and Virginia Schmidtke, and Bev Schmidtke, and Alan and Charlotte Spitzak. And that is sponsors of the patriotic program.
We'll get underway, I would guess, just a little before 11, because that's when the program begins, right?
It's always to follow the parade, so it just depends how smooth the parade goes or how many entries in. One thing about North Morristown, we don't get too hung up on tight schedules. I mean, we're 15 minutes, half hour behind. We don't worry about that too much.
Yeah, it's kind of like Africa.
Right.
There's no time in Africa.
No time.
Once you've been there, you want to come back again, year after year. So it's just like Renfrew Valley.
Africa or North Morristown?
No, North Morristown. Easy to find, hard to forget.
Yeah. Well, if it wasn't so far away, I'd go to Africa more often. But there is no time there. I mean.
Well, obviously we have things on the schedule, but we don't. You know, we try to keep them on the schedule. But if we get a little bit behind or ahead, usually we're not ahead. But usually if we get behind 15, 20 minutes, we just go with the flow.
Yeah, you go with the flow. And that's what they do there too. I know the first time I went to Tanzania, we had a meeting at such and such a time, and people in our group are like, my word, what is this? You got reminded there is no time here. They don't all have watches. They don't look at that.
Actually, once you leave your watches at home, just come in and spend the whole day and enjoy it with us.
That's a great idea.
And your iPhones and iPads and all that other stuff. So.
You don't need it.
You don't need it on North Morristown.
Well, you might want to take some pictures.
Yeah, then
Oh,
send them out
pictures.
to people, yeah.
Right. That part, yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
Take some pictures.
I mean, I took a few of. You wouldn't believe all the units I took pictures of last year that were in the parade.
Well, this year it's going to be tough for you to do, so you'll have to talk about them later, since you're going to be the big MC for our parade.
Well, big, yes, MC. I don't know. But we're going to have a lot of fun. We always do when we head to North Morristown. It's a great event. It's a family event. That's the main thing, right?
It's
Right.
a very family orientated celebration, and that's pretty. That's one of our strict, I think, guidelines when we put this all together year to year. That we keep everything in line with that theme, family. And as Kenneth said earlier, obviously we have to charge for things to make us some margin to make some money, but we don't gouge people. We try to keep things.
You don't even pay for parking.
Well, no parking, but I mean in our food. We could charge more for it compared to other events, but we don't, because we want people to come and enjoy themselves. And we have to realize, since we're stressing family, there's a family budget you got to be concerned with. So you can't be raising everything up to sky limit and expect the family to support it and be able to fund it. So that's always on our mind.
Yeah, one of the things I love when I go there is to see all the different ages.
Oh, yeah.
The little ones to the elderly.
Yeah.
It's intergenerational.
It's great to see that.
And that's a place where you can leave your kids go within reason, where you don't have to worry too much. And we've never had a problem to this point with that. I suppose someday it could happen, but violence at our celebration, I would have to say, has probably been on near zero through the years, and we hope and intend to keep it that way, just by the type of things we do have out there.
Yeah.
Well, people see the way we celebrate, and they don't want to make a fuss over it. They just go with the flow, and they're just there to have a good time and carry on with the tradition.
They join in.
Talk and love your neighbor.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about.
I don't think I could say it any better than that. This is one gigantic love your neighbor celebration.
That's right.
I love it. So make sure you get on out, folks. You know, they have a big fireworks display every year at the end of the night. The parade begins at
10 o'clock. And Bob Miller's the head of that. He's been doing that for how many years since we had it, I think.
Yeah.
Great people. They do a lot of work, get her all lined up.
We do have a special flag raising ceremony right before the parade that's taking place right on the ground, so at 9:45. But then the parade does follow after that.
And we have a lot of honor guards from different towns come. We appreciate that too. Carry the colors.
for the flag raising.
No, for that and the parade, yeah, and the parade.
Now there are a lot of different honor guards.
Yeah.
That's what the 4th is really all about.
Try to keep it that way.
We have the freedoms to do something like this. There are a lot of countries they can't even congregate whatsoever like this.
I think people are becoming more aware of our freedoms and our celebration and not taking it so much for granted anymore, and that's kind of why we want to keep emphasizing our freedom. That's why we have a celebration.
Yeah,
God's country, that's what it's all about.
That's right. We'll be there. We'll be broadcasting for those of you who can't make it, but we would encourage, of course, everybody to pop on out to North Morristown this weekend on the 4th, which is Saturday. Anything else before I let you guys go?
Well, I just promise you're going to have a sunny day. Northwest winds, 10 miles an hour, 80 degrees.
I wish I had control over that. We'd have a lot more of those kind of days, but I don't. So,
But regardless of the weather, it'd be a good day to come out.
Yep, the forecast now looks pretty good. You're in tune to KDHL AM, Faribault, Minnesota.